Hi, Mackie McNeil here. Welcome to the Mackie Money Minute. Today I'm going to talk about one of my pet peeves, taxes. It's probably one of your pet peeves too, but maybe not for the same reason. You know, I was meeting with a prospective client recently and I asked him the question I ask all of my prospective clients is, are you engaged in active tax planning with your current CPA? And inevitably they say, well, what do you mean by that? Which kind of tells me they're not, because if you were, you would know. But then I said, well, do you talk to your CPA about how much tax you pay every year? And they say, oh yes, my CPA lets me know how big a check to write for new equipment so I don't have to pay any tax this year. I use the Section 179 deduction. This drives me crazy. On its surface, it's not a bad answer, right? I get rid of all my tax, I write no check to the government, so in theory I have more money. But it doesn't work that way because we're asking the wrong question. The question isn't, how do I pay the least amount of tax this year? The question is, how do I create the most wealth during my lifetime? And the answer to that question, which is the second question, is much more important because unless we produce income and pay a little tax, we can't create any wealth, right? But if we pay the least amount of tax over our lifetime, we'll have the least amount of drain on our wealth over our lifetime. And right now, tax rates are at historic lows. We entered the year 2020 with a historic federal deficit. And with the coronavirus spending, we've just spent more. We've increased our deficit, $3 trillion? Where do you think tax rates are going? So taxes are on sale right now, and in your lifetime, this may be the lowest tax environment you experience. So think about it a little differently. I'll give you an example recently that I worked through the numbers with a client to show them that over the last 2 years, they had spent $200,000 in new equipment, but they really only needed $50,000 worth of new equipment. Now, if they hadn't spent that extra $150,000, not all of it would have gone into their bank account because they'd had to pay tax. But the truth is their tax rate was low. It was only an 18% tax rate. It would have been $27,000. So they would have had $123,000 in their bank account prior to the coronavirus to help them survive this economic challenge. That is the kind of significant difference it can make from asking the right question. So ask yourself, when it comes to taxes, how do I create the most wealth possible? You'll be glad you did. And thanks for watching.